All right, ready to dive into something new today.
Always. What are we looking at?
This is one that has me really intrigued, actually.
Oh, let's hear it.
It's called the Ethereum Follow Protocol, EFP for short.
Okay, I'm familiar with that one, yeah.
And the more I learn about this, the more I feel like it could be a total game changer for, like, how we handle online connections and stuff.
It's one of those things that just makes you step back and go, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
I mean, the basic idea is so simple, but so powerful.
So break it down for me. Like, what's got you so excited about EFP?
It's all about putting users back in control. With EFP, you essentially own your connections, your social graph. It lives on the blockchain with you.
Instead of being stuck on some company servers.
Exactly. So you're not rebuilding your network from scratch every time you join a new platform.
Ugh, tell me about it. Starting with 0 followers every time is the worst.
With EFP, that's a thing of the past. You carry those connections with you across the decentralized web.
So, like, my Ethereum posse follows me wherever I go.
I like that. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. No more begging for followers, no more algorithm overlords deciding who sees your stuff. EFP is all about giving you control.
All right, I'm sold. But
Yeah.
now I got to ask, walk me through how this whole EFP list thing works. What exactly is it?
So think of it like your personal following list, similar to what you'd see on traditional platforms, except this one, it's on the blockchain.
Okay, blockchain-based.
But here's the real kicker, your EFP list. It's not just some digital file. We're talking full-fledged NFT.
Hold on, an NFT, like a Bored Ape, but for my followers.
Kind of think of it like a limited edition membership card to a club that you curate. But this card, it's unique, it's yours, and you own it completely.
So no one can just revoke my membership.
Exactly. No one can take it away from you. No one can mess with it. You have complete control.
Okay, now we're talking.
Oh,
But
yeah.
does this mean EFP is like, I don't know, a blockchain version of Twitter?
Yeah.
Am I
No,
tweeting out my latest DeFi moves on EFP?
That's a common misconception. EFP itself isn't a social network where you post or like things. Think of it more like the engine under the hood, the infrastructure that other applications can tap into.
So it's more like the foundation for a whole bunch of different decentralized social experiences, not the social network itself.
You got it. Developers can take this really powerful social graph and build it into their own platforms, their own apps, you name it.
So instead of having a profile on like 10 different platforms,
You have one EFP profile.
and all those platforms just connect to it.
Now you're getting it.
Yeah.
It's about having one online identity that you truly own and control.
Okay, yeah, that is a game changer. No more starting from scratch every time I find a cool new app.
Yeah.
But let's get into how this actually works. You mentioned something about EFP list NFTs having different roles.
Right. So each EFP list NFT has 3 roles: owner, manager, and user.
Okay, I think I've fallen so far.
And typically, these roles are all held by the same Ethereum address, right? So you
Yeah.
own it, you manage it, you use it. Pretty straightforward.
Makes sense, but you said typically. So there are other scenarios.
Oh, yeah. There are definitely some interesting possibilities there, and we can get into those. But for now, I think the key takeaway is that EFP gives you options. It gives you control over how your list is managed, which is something we haven't really seen before in the world of social media.
Options and control. I like the sound of that.
Hmm.
But what about this? When we're talking about like following and followers on EFP, does that work any differently?
It does, yeah. So with EFP, when you see someone's following count, that number represents the unique Ethereum addresses they follow.
So no more inflating your account with a bunch of fake accounts.
Exactly. EFP keeps things real. One unique address, one follow.
Makes sense. So what about the follower count then? How's that determined?
That's where your primary list comes in.
Primary, okay, now you have to explain that one.
So your primary list, think of it like your main EFP list, the one that's publicly associated with your Ethereum account. It's kind of like the social graph equivalent of your ENS name.
Gotcha. So that's how people find me on EFP.
Exactly. It's your public face in the EFP universe, so to speak.
Okay, this is all making sense. But then how do you manage all these connections? I mean, I'm already following hundreds of accounts on Twitter. Imagine trying to keep track of hundreds of Ethereum addresses.
Well, that's where EFP's tagging system comes in.
Wait, tags? Like hashtags, but on the blockchain.
You got it. It's all about giving your connections more context. So you have your standard tags like mute if you want to temporarily quiet someone's activity.
So like a snooze button for your EFP feed.
Exactly. But where EFP gets really interesting is with the block tag. And this isn't just about hiding someone's posts.
Oh, okay. Now I'm really intrigued.
When you block someone on EFP, it's like, oh, It's like they don't exist in your EFP world at all. You don't see their activities, they don't see yours, no interaction
Let's
whatsoever.
hold on. So it's not just that I don't see their stuff, they actually can't see mine either.
Exactly. It's about giving users complete control over their online experience.
Wow, that's a pretty powerful feature. And I'm guessing there's more, right? What about custom tags? Can you create your own?
Absolutely. You can create a tag for, I don't know, your favorite NFT artist, maybe a tag for all the DeFi projects you trust.
So I could have a tag for deep dive listeners.
There you go. You could even use it to connect with other listeners who share specific interests.
Man, the possibilities.
Right. EFP is all about flexibility and customization. It's your social graph, so you get to decide how it works.
Okay, I have to ask this though. You keep saying that EFP is connected to my Ethereum account, but how does that actually work? I mean, it's not like I have a username for EFP, right?
You're on the right track thinking about usernames. So this is where the account metadata contract comes in.
All right, hit me with it. What's this account metadata thing all about?
Think of it like your digital passport in the EFP world. It basically links your Ethereum identity to your EFP graph.
So this is what, I don't know, makes it so my online presence is actually mine on
Yeah.
the EFP.
Exactly. EFP isn't controlled by some company. It's tied to your Ethereum account, which you control.
This is kind of blowing my mind, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like we're moving away from these walled gardens of traditional social media into something, I don't know, more open.
It's exciting, right? And we're really just scratching the surface here. Remember how we talked about EFP being the foundation? Not the whole building. Well, just imagine what it's going to be like when developers start building really incredible applications on top of this technology.
Okay, yeah. My mind is officially blown. Building on top of EFP. Okay, this is where things get really interesting. Give me some examples, like what kind of cool stuff are we talking about here?
So imagine curated content feeds, but like way better than what we have now.
Okay, I'm listening. What would be so different?
No more algorithms, right?
Yeah.
No more algorithms just like shoving content down your throat that you don't actually care about. EFP would let these platforms, these apps, build feeds based on who you actually trust, who you value.
Hold on. So you're saying with EFP, no more scrolling through a million posts from that bot account I accidentally followed like 6 months ago.
Exactly. You'd actually see what the people you care about are talking about, the projects they're involved in. It's about quality over quantity, connection over noise.
Okay, yeah. That alone is, well, that's huge. Finally, a social experience where I'm not just drowning in spam. Okay, but keep going.
Huh.
What else? What else could developers do with EFP?
Think about how we discover dApps now, right? And then how we actually interact with them.
Well, it can be a really clunky process, honestly.
Totally. EFP could totally revolutionize that whole experience. Like, imagine if there were these apps that automatically connected you with other users based on, I don't know, shared interests,
Wow.
projects you both support. And all of this is based on your EFP graph.
So like, if I'm super into a specific DeFi protocol, I could instantly see who else in my EFP network is using it.
Exactly. And then you can connect with those people, maybe collaborate on something, maybe
Yeah.
even build something totally new together. EFP opens up a world of possibilities, especially for building communities, and for fostering that kind of collaboration in a way that we haven't really seen before.
This is giving me like serious future of the internet vibes. It's just, I don't know, it's actually refreshing. It's refreshing to see a technology that actually seems like it puts users first.
Yeah.
It puts them back in control.
And it's not just about individual users either. Think about DAOs, decentralized social networks.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So like, what if you could join a DAO?
Just by connecting your EFP list.
Exactly. No more having to create a whole new profile, go through this long onboarding process. It would just be seamless.
Seamless, that's the perfect word for it. It's about making the whole decentralized web more user-friendly, more intuitive, more human.
I love that. Okay, so this has been incredible. This entire deep dive has been, I'll admit, I was a bit skeptical at first, but EFP really does feel like a game changer.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on, and I think as more people learn about it, as more developers start tapping into its potential, I mean, the sky's the limit. We're going to see some seriously amazing applications built on top of EFP. I have no doubt. This is just the beginning.
And the most exciting part, we get to be a part of it. The future of EFP isn't set in stone. It's being written right now.
Exactly. By developers, by users, by anyone who believes in a more decentralized internet. An internet that we actually own.
I love it. So for everyone listening, for anyone who's feeling as fired up about EFP as I am, where can they go to learn more? Give us the details.
You're going to want to head over to the EFP docs. It's honestly a treasure trove of information. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one building the next killer app on top of EFP.
I love it. From EFP newbie to EFP developer in one deep dive, that's what we're all about. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of the Ethereum Follow protocol. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those connections decentralized.